Hello everybody, this is Crowbar Animation, and today we are going to be announcing the winners for the Crowbar Animation Biosyn Valley Stop Motion Contest. But before I start, I just want to say thank you everyone for submitting, and even if you don't win, all of your stop motion animations were amazing. So let's get into it. And in third place, we have Ferg's Motion with the Biosyn Nuke. So this animation has a very interesting backstory. Basically, the government got angry at Biosyn for all the things they've been doing there, and they sent a giant nuke which, well, instead of killing the creatures, made them humongous and giant. And it's actually a pretty unique story idea. Also, I'm assuming they couldn't do voiceovers because throughout the entire movie they used text at the bottom as their way of showing what the characters are saying, which is very creative. Also, there are some shots where they use just actual video instead of stop motion, and I wish they'd done stop motion in those scenes because it makes it look different than the rest of the movie. But they also made good use of sound effects. There were a few places where the animation was a bit choppy, but that is basically said for any animator. Overall, it was a really good stop motion. There's just one scene I don't understand the purpose of.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
And in second place, we have Stickmation with Baryonyx vs Ceratosaurus. So for this one, I will say the animation is a little bit smoother. One thing I would like to say though, it doesn't seem there's very much story in it because, well, I guess one of the questions I'd like to know is if this is the Biosyn Valley, why was the yellow stickbot there? And if they gone into a little more detail why he was there, then that would have made it a little more interesting. Maybe just added a little story. But the stop motion animation is very smooth in some points, actually most points. There are some points though where it's a little bit choppy. But they do have some variation on what attacks they use. They don't use the same attacks over and over and over and over again. But something I would like to say is that the sound is a little off in some places, or it'll come a few seconds after the mouth opens. Here's an example. But overall, this was a very good animation and is worthy of second place. And in first place, we have Home Jurassic Productions with his film, A Day in the Life of Rexy. So the first thing I must say is that it is incredibly smooth. It doesn't even look like stop motion, it looks like it's moving completely on its own. And as usual, Home Jurassic never fails with his sets, and this one looks super realistic, like it's literally in the middle of a jungle. Not to mention in the pond scene, I liked how they added that little touch of that little leaf floating through the pond. And throughout the film, it doesn't fail with smoothness. There's even some scenes I think with motion blur just to make it more realistic looking, such as some of the flying reptile scenes. Sorry, I don't exactly know that species. And I like how they use the old 2018 Allosaurus, makes it a little more unique. And I also like how they add blood on the teeth of the Allosaurus. There really isn't much against this film that I can say. I do really like the end scene where the hybrid tries to steal Rexy's eggs. I'm not exactly sure if Home Jurassic Productions would like me talking about what it is or what it's related to, but it's a mystery for now. So that's a wrap. Those are the top 3 people in our contest, and even for those who didn't make top 3, I really appreciate everyone entering my contest, and I hope everyone here has a wonderful holiday. Anyway, that's all for now. This is Crowbar Animation out, and have a Merry Christmas.